I hope you've had a chance to listen to part one of this interview on BizBytes. Stay tuned now for part two. BizBytes brought to you by ComTogether, helping businesses like yours build their brand through telling amazing stories to engage and grow audiences on multiple platforms. I wanted to talk to you, though, as well about the competition in the marketplace, because there's just been an explosion of AI-related tools.
Yeah.
What makes Laxis different and a leader in the marketplace?
Sure, very good question. AI is very popular. We see a new startup jump into this space almost every week, right? So what differentiates us is a few things. First, we focus on SMB, and our product is very affordable comparing to some like bigger names. Second, we have very easy onboarding, and people can just with one click to register Laxis and starting to use it right away. And second, we can proudly say we have been a pioneer in using generative AI in the conversation space. We are the first one launch the chatbot on top of conversations. We are the first one launch AI writer generating content on top of all the past conversation as well. And we are actually working on AI agent. So next year, we probably will be the first one you have an AI agent in the conversation space again. So we have been really bringing this innovative AI product into the market ahead of our competitors. I think that's the three things that really differentiate Laxis from others.
Yeah, I count myself lucky to have been part of it almost accidentally from the beginning. And I think that one of the things that I wanted to say about it as well, and this is what personally and why I wanted to have you on the show and how it actually happened. I think that's one thing that I wanted to tell the listeners is I didn't bring Eric on the program because I wanted this to be a big ad for Laxis, although I do believe the tool is fantastic. It was a recognition as well about the responsiveness that Eric's team have had to it. I find that particularly with a lot of online tools, that when you launch a support case, you're often given someone who isn't, I guess, is a step or two removed from ability to make something happen. They problem solve a little bit. They might be located in another country. That's not really relevant, but it's more that they're a step removed from the people who are actually making things happen. And what impressed me from the outset was that when I would make some inquiries or point out some things that could be improved, there was a response, immediately, and follow-ups from that, and that it wasn't just a support team. I was also getting in touch with Eric as the founder and having that constantly happening. So when we had some correspondence recently, I said to you must come on the program. And I wanted to give people that perspective that I think that's a huge advantage as well. It's something that I'm sure that you don't necessarily talk about, but that in an AI-dominated world and a tool that is all about AI, to actually have human response and from the founder is a huge differentiator in the marketplace.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for your kind word. So we actually rotate. So I do watch all the customer emails, and our engineering team do rotate responding to each customer's email. The reason we do that is because I want everyone in my team to know what the customer needs and what's their pain point. I think I didn't mention that because I think it's a foundation of our company and our success. We need to know our customers really well to build a product that they like, and we can create value. And we'll definitely continue to do that. So in a short word, Laxis is built for customers, and it's also based on customers' feedback.
I think it's so. How much learning is there from? So obviously you're getting emails and correspondence like that, as we've just discussed. But how much learning is there, not just from that interaction, but from anything that you're getting back from Laxis and knowing how to improve? Like, how do you actually decide what the next features are going to be?
Very good question. So we need to consider multiple factors. Certainly, we got requests from customers every day, right? We need to consider all the different perspectives from a customer. Some of the features may be requested by like multiple customers. It definitely will be a higher priority for us, right? If it's just very niche request, we will try to find a workaround for that customer. So we don't have this feature yet, and it's not being requested by many people. We will try to find a workaround for him. And also we need to look at the market trend, the technology trend. There's a new technology, how this new technology is going to add additional value. Because when a new technology comes, many of our customers doesn't even know there's a possibility to achieve that. So essentially we need to look at what our customer pain points are and what's the biggest pain point among all the customers. And second, what the new technology can solve, can effectively solve. And then we just combining multiple factors together and build our roadmap.
And I think not only that, I think it's also looking at improving what you've got there as well, isn't it? Because I've noticed a constant improvement in the quality of what's being produced and the ability to adapt to some of those needs and to learn. I think we talked about before, that I do podcasting, and pretty obvious to people who are listening that they're on a podcast, but I do publish podcasts for other people as well. How much learning is there, the ability to learn from that constant feeding of that information into my account of Laxis and knowing, this is the way that I operate and I do things? Is it learning from an accumulation of things?
For sure. So what we do internally is when we get a lot of customer feedbacks, we do have our internal AI tool to tell us some insight about the customer requirement. So what's the most requested feature from across all customers? So that's what we usually do. For example, one feature you actually talk about is a customized name. At the very beginning, our name was always Laxis AI note taker. And later on, we hear from quite a few people saying, okay, it will be great if we can customize, personalize, give this AI assistant some personal feelings. So we immediately built that one. To get back to your original question, is we definitely look into all questions and requests from our customers and prioritize and build the features based on customer feedback.
So take me a little bit back as well. I want to know where this began, because sure. Your story doesn't just begin 2 years ago. How long ago talk me back to where you started. Where was your career initially, and what brought you to the US? And tell me a little bit about that story.
Okay, it's a very long story. I'm not sure we have enough time. So I came to the US a long time ago for my master's degree. After that, I spent about 15 years in the software industry before I started Laxis. And I started as a software engineer, senior engineer, and tech lead for 8 years, all in Chicago area. And then I went back to school for my MBA. I graduated from University of Chicago with my MBA in 2015. And then I relocated to Silicon Valley. At there, I did about 2 years strategy consulting, mostly product strategy and corporate strategy for Fortune 500 companies. And after that, I left consulting and did another 2 years venture investment. I was investment director at Boston RC Capital, doing investment for AI and software companies. And in 2020, I left VC and started the company Laxis. That's a very short intro about my background.
It's a long story. I'm sure we maybe we'll save it for another episode of Biz Bites, because I'm fascinated by that journey, particularly through Silicon Valley and the like, and those experiences. What sparked the idea for Laxis in the first place?
Sure. When I was a venture investor, I had a lot of meetings, and before I even talk to a founder, I need to do a lot of research about the startup, the founder's background. And when I talk to a founder, I need to take meeting notes. But I really want to have a conversation, build a relationship with the founder rather than just taking notes. And after each meeting with the founder, I need to write meeting memos, due diligence report, investment memos. I need to write a lot of things. So I want to automate the whole process from doing research about a company, meeting a founder, taking notes, and writing all those follow-ups. And at that time, I looked into the market. There's some bigger name doing like enterprise level sales analytics, right, which is too expensive for me. And there are some AI transcribers which can do the transcribing, but they are not providing this content generation automation follow-ups. So I was thinking, okay, this is a very interesting problem to solve. And later I realized it's not just a challenge for investors, it's a challenge for all the people who are talking to their customers, like sales, BDs, marketing, right? That's why I left VC and started the company.
And I always intrigued as someone who's involved in branding, why the name Laxis?
Okay, it's a made-up name. So when we first started the company, we found like a few hundred names. They are all taken. So Laxis was purely made-up name, and it's the shortest name we can find with a .com.
I love it. There's always different names for branding, and sometimes it's as simple as that, and it just works, right? It absolutely just works because it's quite memorable as well, which I love. So I know we have to wrap things up shortly, but I wanted to ask you, what's the future? Where do you see this going? I mean, there's obviously, we've talked a little bit about some of the upcoming features, but predict a few years forward. Where do you see a tool like this developing, and where do you see Laxis itself going?
Sure. First of all, I think this year, 2023, has been a big year for AI. There's a lot of exciting news and a lot of exciting tools comes out. From my point of view, AI is just getting started. In 2024, we will see some additional, like more advanced AI coming out, and we are very excited about it. The next few years, like I mentioned earlier, our goal is to build an end-to-end AI copilot for people who are talking to their customers, or we call them revenue teams. So right now we are already seeing people 5 hours per week. We are going to save people more times per week and help them to really free them from those tedious works. So that is our vision for the next few years.
It is a wonderful tool, and I can see lots of things happening in there. Is it something that you obviously, I'm assuming that you've built your team over a period of time, that it's continuing to grow and needs to grow further to keep pace with this? Because that's got to be a difficult thing. Is it the kind of business where you're trying to hold it close to yourself as being the founder and original owner of the business? Is it something where what's the future of the company itself that you're looking to expand?
So if I understand your question correctly, right now we have a fully remote team. We have about 10 people in our team right now. We are actually fully remote. Some of our teammates are from Japan, India, fully remote because we started from during COVID. And going forward, we will still keep hiring the best talent wherever we can. And we are venture-backed startups. We got investment from top-tier investors. And we actually, 1 month ago, we just raised 1.5 million seed round. And I hope we can keep this fast-growing pace and raise the next A round investment in 12 months and keep growing this company.
It's fantastic to have had you on the program, and I don't need to wish you luck with this because I know how great this tool is and how much it's developing. I really hope that everyone listening in will take a bit of notice of this and go and have a bit of fun with it. I'm always happy to show people what's happened with it. Those people that have been to my forums and things in the past will know that I'm happy to share some notes of what's happened. It provides some terrific summaries and things. But the more that this is developing, this is a great way of using AI that really assisting in this. And I love the fact that it's built on the back of authentic conversations. It's not just creating something out of nothing. It's actually creating it from real work and real words. And I think that premise is a huge advantage and where I see AI really going a long way forward into the future. So thank you so much for being a great guest on the program and filling us in on everything involved in the journey so far. And we look forward to watching that journey as it moves forward.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I will definitely keep you updated on our progress.
And of course, as I said earlier on, we will put all the information into the show notes of how to follow things all related to Laxis. And don't forget, of course, to stay tuned for the next episode of BizBytes. BizBytes is brought to you by ComTogether for all your marketing needs so you can build your brand, engage audiences on multiple platforms. Go to comtogether.com.au, follow the links to book an appointment for a free consultation.